My best friend made me feel like I was stealing her spotlight and mocked me for being single in her wedding. So I walked out and left her without a maid of honor. I have been best friends with Kara since we were like 13. We've been through everything. High school drama, bad breakups, moving to different cities, all of it. When she got engaged last year, I was genuinely thrilled for her. She asked me to be maid of honor, and I said yes without even thinking. Now here's where it gets messy. Kara met her now husband, Evan, about 3 years ago. I've never been his biggest fan. Not because he's done anything terrible to me personally, but because he has this way of subtly belittling Kara in front of people. Like she'll tell a story and he'll cut in with, "That's not how it happened," or "You're being dramatic." I've brought it up to her before, gently, and she just says, "That's how we joke." Fine, whatever. Leading up to the wedding, I was heavily involved, planning the bachelorette, running errands, and making sure she ate on the day of because she was stressed as hell. The actual wedding day started fine, but little things piled up. First, Kara's mom pulled me aside in the morning and basically told me not to outshine the bride in any way. I was wearing the dress Kara picked, so that threw me off. Then, at the reception, Evan gives his speech and thanks his brother, whom he said was the best man and maid of honor combined. He didn't mention me at all. I laughed it off because maybe it was just nerves, but I saw a couple of people at my table give each other a look. Later, during the bouquet toss, Kara jokingly aimed it directly at her cousin instead of tossing it normally, then turned to me and said, loud enough for people to hear, "Well, you'll be single forever anyway." Everyone laughed. I laughed too, but it kinda hurt. The final straw was during the dancing. I was at the bar chatting with a mutual friend when Evan's brother came up and said, "Hey, Kara told me to tell you not to hog the attention on the dance floor. You're making her uncomfortable." I hadn't been dancing weird or anything, just normal wedding fun, but apparently, my existing in her orbit was now a problem. I went to find Kara to ask what the deal was, but she brushed me off with, "Can we not do this right now? It's my day." At that point, I felt like I was just not wanted there. I'd spent months helping plan this wedding, paid for travel, a dress, gifts, and here I was being treated like I was crashing the party. So I told her I wasn't feeling well and left before dessert. When I got home, my phone blew up with texts from Kara. At first it was, "Where did you go?" Then, "I can't believe you ditched my wedding." And finally, "Everyone's asking where my maid of honor went. Do you know how bad this makes me look?" I explained I felt unwelcome, and she said I was being selfish and making it about me on her wedding day. I didn't respond after that. Now, a couple of mutual friends are saying I overreacted, and that weddings are stressful, and people say things they don't mean. Update. After the wedding incident, I decided to take a step back from Kara completely. I didn't block her, but I stopped initiating any contact. She eventually called me a few hours after I made the post, clearly trying to play the victim. She said she couldn't believe I left her wedding over nothing, and that she's never been so humiliated by a friend. I told her very calmly that I didn't appreciate being told multiple times throughout her wedding day that I was outshining her when all I was doing was existing. I pointed out that I followed the dress code, danced like everyone else, and never once tried to make the event about me. She tried to say it was just banter when she made that comment about me never getting married, but I reminded her that it wasn't just that. It was her mom warning me before the wedding not to steal the spotlight, her sending her husband to tell me to stop dancing so much, and then blowing up my phone the moment I left. I told her that if she believed I was stealing the spotlight simply by being there, then she needs to look inward and figure out why she feels so insecure. The conversation didn't go well. She accused me of being jealous of her marriage, which is laughable because I would never want to marry someone like her husband, who didn't even have the decency to mention his wife's best friend in his speech after a decade of friendship. I told her I don't want to be in a friendship where I have to shrink myself to make her feel better. We haven't spoken since. From what I've heard through mutual friends, she's been telling people that I stormed out of her wedding to cause drama. Luckily, most people were there and saw how ridiculous that is.